You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin. I love our next guest, and I am so excited because this is a very important topic, and it's a topic near and dear to me. Talking about public relations, we've got Brittanie Clement Price here. She's the founder of Be Seen PR. I've had you on the show before, and not only are you an awesome person, and I love that you're my friend, but also I really love what you do specifically too, and I watch what you're doing for your clients on social media. And I love your brilliant ideas. And so I'm just here to pick your brains more because I do think our watchers, our viewers at home can glean a lot of information from you. So first off, I want to start with product launches.
Yes.
Because I know that is something that you are very good at. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, business owners, entrepreneurs, people are kind of like, okay, I've got something new. How do I do this? What do I go about doing? First of all, I want to ask you, do you suggest, I think I probably know the answer to this, but do you suggest that people use a PR agency?
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, by the time most folks get to us, when they're ready to launch, they're already so far down the product development route that they're not sure how to market it or tease it out or like, where do I even start? And so I would obviously say get a PR agency, get them on board early.
I was going to say, how soon into the process would you want to bring someone on?
I mean, ideally, we would be involved in the product development process. Hey, this messaging works for this audience, or have you thought about that? Or there's some other competitors that are actually very active in that space. Having a set of eyes on your product before it goes to market is always super helpful. So the earlier you can get us in, the better. But I would say 6 months out at least is great for planning public relations.
Yeah, because I know people that are like, okay, we're launching next week.
Great.
So what can you do for me? And you think, wait, I can't write the PR, I can't write the media pitch, or get your kit together, or do anything. And I want to just break that down a second, because so when you hear the term, or I hear the term, or anyone at home hears the term media kit.
Yeah.
Can you break that down for what that means?
Yeah, absolutely. So public relations tools that we use. So there's a pitch, really, that's like the messaging that goes to an editor. There's a press release.
And the pitch is different than a press release?
Pitch is very different than a press release.
Okay.
It's a little bit more informal, a little bit more va-va-voom. We got photos in there.
Okay.
We normally attach.
Va-va-voom, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I send GIFs. Sometimes I send memes to editors. We're close to a lot of the media that we work with, so we're a little bit more informal. A press release is just who, what, where, and when, and how.
Okay.
And then your media kit really tells your story. It's about the founders. It's about the products. It has, your services if you're an entrepreneur, and where folks can find you, which is really important.
And maybe numbers like bullets on percentage of this, or, these are the 5 things you need to know.
Exactly.
And links out to like a Dropbox or a Google Drive where you'd get videos, photos that they could use if they wanted to pitch you or use you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So it's just basically a visual display of who you are, and that media could easily pick up and use in an article if they need to know about you.
Yeah, because I know, coming from someone that when I used to blog, if somebody would send me something and then there wasn't an easy, I had to search around for the photo, I was like, I'll forget it.
Don't make me do work. Don't make me do work. Don't make
Send me the headline even.
Exactly.
Write the copy for me.
Write the whole content if you like, right?
Because I've been on the other side where we did that
Yes.
for musicians, or when I worked for a festival, we wrote everything for people and made it really easy for them. Just copy it in and send the photos. Listen to me, I'm giving you advice. But this is what I learned, is to send optimized for social media. Yeah. Square or whatever. Sometimes I'd get photos that were all sorts of different sizes.
Yeah, high-res photos. I mean, I would say there's like 5 must-haves for any good launch.
Okay, let's talk about that. 5 must-haves.
5 must-haves. New news. Surprise, surprise. It needs to be newsworthy. Therefore, an editor would write about it.
2 different things there. It's got to be new.
Yes.
As in like happened
recently,
happening, or it just happened, right?
Yeah.
In like a window of time,
Correct.
Which would be like, what, a week or a month?
Depends on the news. I would say for product launches, at least within the last year, an editor will cover it. If it's financial news, as soon as the deal closes, you have about less than a week to get that out to reporters.
Okay, got it.
So it depends on
and then it needs to be newsworthy, new news. It needs to be something that people are going to care about.
Right. Nobody's going to care about a rebrand these days, unfortunately. As much as hard as we work on rebrands, unfortunately, editors and reporters don't really care about that. That's the type of news you want to put in your own channels. That's your email newsletter, your social media, for your stakeholders that really care, rather than a consumer audience or a business audience.
Yeah, so a news show is not going to necessarily pick that up.
I don't think America
Trends is not going to pick that up.
Yeah, correct.
Unless it's something massive and it has something to do with Justin Timberlake.
I would cover that
And
if
I
I
would
was a
cover
reporter
that. Yes,
for
yes,
rebrand.
yeah. So, okay, what's next? What's second?
Okay, next would be timely tie-ins. And so what that means is typically for products, products are very seasonal. So when are people buying? Let's think about it. Back to school, you've got holiday, you've got Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
or summer vacations. People are usually purchasing around then. I would say print editors, they work about 6 months in advance. So anything you see on newsstands has been written about 6 weeks in advance, 6 months in advance.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Whereas digital, anything you're reading on the web, that's typically two weeks to 2 months in advance. So keep in mind, anything that is timely, it needs to be pitched out earlier.
But so let's say it's People magazine, but it's People online.
People online.
That's going to be what?
Depends on the news. It could be 2 weeks. We just got a bunch of stories placed for red carpet for VMAs, for Rita Ora. She was on the red carpet.
Okay, yeah.
So that was about a 2-week lead time.
And so tell me more about that. Was she at the VMAs?
She was actually honored recently for a fashion award.
Okay.
And she, in getting ready for the red carpet, she used a couple of our products. So we sent that out to celebrity editors. And we're like, hey, look what Rita Ora is using. And then she gets and those products get included.
Perfect. I love it. Yeah. So timely, and it doesn't just have to be the holidays and summer back to school.
Exactly.
I mean, there's so many things.
So many different things you can. What I always say too is people and missions often get placed faster than products. So when you think about it, a founder or perhaps an interesting entrepreneur who has incredible insights will get placed much faster than, say, pitching a product.
Yeah.
Missions, people are buying into missions these days. They're buying into sustainability. They're buying into larger missions than just like what this company is offering in terms of a product.
So if you have a product, then you also tie. I notice a lot of brands are doing that,
Yeah.
tying into bigger missions, like you're saying.
Yep.
So you're not just like, I mean, if you think of Tom's, they were one of the original, probably, right? The
Brilliant.
shoes.
Brilliant.
Because it was brilliant, and it made me remember the name, made me want to go buy their product.
Yeah.
Because they were doing something good.
Right. Not only do I get something, but I feel like I'm giving something when I'm making a purchase.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge consumer pain point I think that we have is we're always consuming and we're never thinking about, okay, how do I give back here? With my dollar, how do I buy into a mission with my dollar?
Yeah. Okay, so new, news, and timely.
Timely.
Okay, what's the number 3?
What we're finding right now, we talked about this, high-res photo assets, video, all of that you need to have when you're pitching a reporter. How do you tell that story visually in a way that is impactful for a consumer?
High res, I mean, I think this is key, and I do feel like, oh, by the way, we had Alistair on the show Dorward of Olika, and I'm obsessed with those products. I'm obsessed with everything they do. I want to have him back every week. I loved him. And, but so, what were we just saying? I just got sidetracked by
Beautiful
Alistair.
high-res
photos. Is that, when I was first in social media and marketing, people would send me thumbnails or little things like that.
I can't look at that.
I don't think, are you finding that to be a problem anymore, or have people kind of gotten the news?
Yeah,
figured
people
it out?
figured it out.
Okay.
But what we're finding was so interesting. So on social, the most engaging photos are often those with people in them, right? And so when we're pitching, we're actually finding that photos with people using products, or how do you use this service? Like those are resonating with editors more so than this is our data points or this is our product and it looks pretty.
So let me go back to that, because there was a time when, user-generated content, which was something that we used, that's kind of a fancy way of saying, the people that are actually out there using the product, their picture that they're posting on their own feed, rather than one that you're going to shoot in a studio.
Yeah.
Right? They feel like that resonates more, where even if you shoot it, if you're the person paying for it, you want to shoot it out in the world and make it look real.
Right, exactly. Authentic content.
Authentic.
Right? Yeah.
To make it look like, and that's one of the reasons why the influencer campaigns are so good, because you're going to get
successful.
their content out of it too to reuse for your own stuff.
Yeah, because then it's controlled messaging, it's controlled content, but then it also feels authentic to that user, right? Like I can see myself using that product because I saw so-and-so in her feed using it, and why not?
And have you noticed, at one point I remember hearing that photos where you can identify the person is less as good as if you cannot identify, but you can see that it's a baby and you can see that it's a person, but you don't know who it is exactly. I don't know if you've come into contact with that.
Yeah, what we're finding really is they actually did studies on this on Instagram. Is like the more you can show a face, like we're engaged with faces and people. That is actually really helpful. So anytime we're pitching, we're using faces in our content.
Okay, so not just silhouettes or backs of heads. Interesting, because I think it was a destination I worked with, and they said, I don't want to see the face because I want to. Then you can't visualize that it's you and your family.
Own self in there, yeah.
So it's another psychology, but
interesting.
But I see that way of it too. Yeah. Okay, we've got to take a break, and I think we left at 4.
Okay, we'll get.
So we're going to get to number 5 right after this, and tell us really fast your Instagram handle.
At Be Seen PR.
Be Seen PR. SCENE. There it is.
That is it.
I love it. Okay, everyone at home, stick around for more America Trends with Brittanie Clement Price right after this. You're watching America Trends. I'm Burt-Godwin, chatting it up with Brittanie Clement Price. We are talking about public relations and what you need for your big pitch, product launch, everything you need to know for PR. You need to have new news. You need to be timely. You need to have good high-res photos. Yeah. What else were we at?
Last one I think would have to be affiliate marketing.
Affiliate marketing.
Can I talk
okay.
about that?
Yeah, because I don't know if everyone at home knows what that means.
Yeah.
I think I know what it means.
It's the dirty little not so secret of public relations.
Okay.
We're finding that most publishers, as print it's not dead yet, but as is
it's not
dead yet. It's getting there.
Are you sure? Okay.
As that gap is closing for advertisers, what we're finding is that they're actually looking to make that up. So I was giving an example earlier. I broke my hairbrush earlier today. So I was online. I'm like, what are the 5 best hairbrushes that I can find out there? So I'm scrolling. I find an Allure magazine article online. I click through. I'm like, okay, I found my product. And I click through it. It lands me on Amazon, right? And so I put a hairbrush in my basket, and lo and behold, Allure is actually going to get credit for some of that that traffic that they're getting, right?
Yes.
And so what we're finding is that having an affiliate marketing platform set up where publishers can then get a kickback of any sales that they land as a result of their articles is actually what's closing the gap. So if you're selling a product or a service, ensuring that you have an affiliate marketing program set up is really going to help.
And you can do that with bloggers too,
Absolutely.
right? Because that's how I knew the term, was that was something I did right when Amazon started their affiliate. I'm telling you, I was OG blogger back in the day. And it was like diapers or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah.
If I had a link, and I had to say maybe a disclosure at the bottom.
Yeah, that is fully reviewed.
I was paid for this and I will be getting a kickback. I didn't use that terminology, but essentially that's what it said. But that's a really great tip and trick for people that are selling products to get it out into magazines and saying, hey, any revenue that we generate, you'll get 5% or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they trackable links.
Trackable links, and then the publishers get to stay alive is what we need,
Yeah, right.
So yeah, they disclose it. They disclose it in all their pages. So
okay, I love it. Okay, so those were all really good tips. Yeah. Now I really want to talk about this because I saw a TikTok video on your page. Was it TikTok or Reels? I always get them confused. Do you use them for both? Okay. Yeah. About an ice cream sandwich. Was it a shop?
Yeah, it's an ice cream sandwich company. It was started by two dudes in Washington, D.C.
Two dudes in Washington, D.C.
And they launched an ice cream company back in 2012. And they, worked really, really hard over the last few years. They came to me and they're like, hey, we have a deal with Whole Foods. I'm like, this is a big deal, guys. Let's help you out. And they're like, can we make us internet famous? I'm like, we never pitched ice cream, but we'll try. It was really a result of, we had placements in Forbes and Wall Street Journal and New York Times and Washington Post, and they just had an awesome story. They had a beautiful product line. They work with like Michelin star restaurants and James Beard award-winning chefs to come up with these recipes. Whole Foods was super interested in them, and I think one of them was like living in a van at one point and is now in like Whole Foods and they're national distributors. So it's an incredible story.
From a van to whole paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we have the TikTok where you kind of brag about this. So let's show this video. You got it. Slices of cold comfort.
Yeah.
Did you come up with that?
I think the editor wrote that.
Okay.
But yeah, we got them in Shape magazine.
So how long ago? Shape.
Shape.
Eating ice cream.
Yeah.
So I can get in shape by eating their.
Yeah, basically.
their mac. Of course, that's what it means. Now tell me how long ago did they come to you?
Yeah, so about 8 months ago, they came to us and they're like, hey, we have this deal.
They said, hey, we're two dudes.
We're two dudes from DC.
Uh-huh.
We have this deal.
Okay.
Can you make us internet famous?
And that's word for word what they said.
Word for word, they called me up and that's what they said. I was like, let me think about it.
Yeah.
And so, you know what, they were some of my best clients because they really let us get into the driver's seat, right? To help with their messaging, to finesse their media training. They really needed a lot of media training, and I can go on record and say that for them.
Okay. So what did you do for their media training?
Yeah, so we did a couple hour sessions with them, walking through what potential questions would be asked of them, what's the messaging points we want to hit on each of those, and really getting to the finer points of what is your story, what makes Milk Cult different than the rest of the ice cream sandwiches that you see in your frozen aisle.
Right. And besides the fact that they're two dudes, too cool, get it?
Cool. Yeah,
See
yeah,
what I did there? They're two cool dudes from DC.
Yeah.
What was different about their?
So their ice cream sandwiches are handcrafted, made from scratch. Again, chef-driven recipes.
Are they vegan or anything health conscious? Okay.
Vegan. That's why we got them into Shape magazine.
Okay, I figured.
Kind of bananas when you think about it. But yeah, so one of them is vegan. All of their ingredients are fresh and from the area, so awesome story.
And what was their background that they went into ice cream?
A few of them had family members in the restaurant industry.
Okay.
They really didn't, had no interest in starting a company, but they loved ice cream that much.
Wow.
And were willing to do the work for it, so.
That's so cool. And then how, you and your team, is it just you?
Oh no, there's like 5 or 6
That's
of
right.
us
You have
now.
a bunch. When we first talked a few years ago, it was just you.
It was just me.
Yeah, and now you have a few people.
Yeah.
So you get together and you're like two cool dudes from DC. Let's spin this,
Yeah.
right? And figure out they have this Whole Foods.
This Whole Foods deal, what is their background? What is interesting about this product? What's happening in the editorial space? It was summer when we started to launch this story, which
Okay.
is great
Yeah.
because launching an ice cream store in the middle of January, that's a little bit harder of a sell.
Right. But so you didn't start till June. I would have thought you'd needed to start.
We started in March. Is that when we started?
Okay.
planning
Oh,
and
perfect.
the
Yeah.
media training. Yeah. And then we just teased out that it was a small DC beloved brand with a national presence. So anytime you have a store with local legs that has a national
Yes.
audience, that's always a win-win in PR.
Local legs, national audience.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, I like it. And then they also had a national distribution. So they had distribution here in California. They had distribution on the East Coast. They had a lot of love from their local retailers.
Can we get some free samples here at America Trends?
We can absolutely make that happen.
Okay, we need to try right, gang? We need some samples. Yep, everyone's saying yes. I need to try. What's the best flavor?
I would say the vegan avocado ice cream one is by far.
Who were we just talking about avocado ice cream? Oh, Tom Brady. I was talking to Mike Costa here about sports, and apparently Tom Brady eats avocado
I
ice
thought
cream.
you were-
So you're gonna have to send Tom Brady.
You know, to influencer.
And then you're going to have to reach out to him, and then I want a cut of that deal. Just from this situation.
You made it happen.
So, you mentioned media training, and I want to have you back because I do think that media training is a very important thing. We're out of time today, but I want to have you back to talk about media training and what people need to know when they're going to go speak about their product.
Yeah.
And how to not just say yes or no answers, right, David? And say, yes. Okay, thanks so much for being here again today. And everyone at home, thanks as always for watching America Trends. We're here every night, Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific time. We'll see you tomorrow night.